The Galactic Council chamber erupted in melodic chirps, harmonic hums, and crystalline chimes, the universal sounds of laughter across 100 different species. At the center of the circular amphitheater, a holographic display showed a small, blue world orbiting an unremarkable yellow star. "Behold," announced Zixthera, the council's xenobiologist, her 4 arms gesturing dramatically at the projection. "The third planet of System Sol 3. The inhabitants call it Earth." She paused for effect, her translucent wings shimmering with amusement. "They've just discovered fire. Again." The laughter intensified. The gas-formed Netherians vibrated with mirth, while the crystalline Vector chimed in harmonious amusement. Even the stoic Corthan delegates allowed their stone-like features to crack into what passed for smiles. "Primitives," scoffed Ambassador Veltran of the hegemony, his 6 eyes rolling in synchronized disdain. "They've barely crawled out of their caves. What's next? Shall we monitor their stick-rubbing techniques?" "Oh, it gets better," Zixthera continued, manipulating the hologram to show crude human settlements. "They fight each other with pointed metal sticks. They worship invisible sky beings. And this is the truly amusing part, they think they're alone in the universe." The chamber filled with such intense laughter that the quantum stabilizers had to adjust to prevent reality fluctuations. "Motion to classify Sol 3 as a wildlife preserve," called out a delegate from the back. "We wouldn't want to accidentally traumatize the poor creatures with actual civilization." "Seconded," came voices from across the chamber. And so it was decided. Earth would remain quarantined, a cosmic joke to be checked on occasionally for entertainment value. The humans would develop at their own pathetic pace, blissfully unaware that their entire species was considered a galactic punchline. 2847, Earth years later. The emergency session of the Galactic Council convened in absolute silence. The usual cacophony of interspecies chatter was replaced by an atmosphere so tense it seemed to bend space-time itself. High Counselor Mordun floated at the center, his ancient form trembling with barely contained terror. Around him, representatives of 1,000 worlds sat in unprecedented unity, united not by cooperation but by fear. "Report," Mordun commanded, his voice barely a whisper. Admiral Zekthos of the Hegemony Fleet stood, his 6 eyes now dulled with defeat. "The Sol system. It's gone, High Counselor." "Gone. Define gone." "Not destroyed, not conquered. Gone. Where it once existed, there's now nothing. Not empty space. Actual nothing. A void that our instruments refuse to acknowledge exists." A collective shudder rippled through the assembly. "The humans?" asked someone. "We don't know where they went," Zekthos continued. "But we know where they've been. The Xerion Nebula, completely, rearranged into geometric patterns impossible in nature. 3 solar systems moved into perfect mathematical alignment. Black holes, functioning as power sources." Another delegate stood. "The quantum storms plaguing the outer rim, they're artificial, engineered. The mathematical precision is unlike anything we've ever encountered." "But that's impossible," protested a Vector representative. "Our models showed they'd barely achieve faster-than-light travel by now. They should still be squabbling over their pathetic rock." Mordun activated the central hologram. Instead of Earth, it showed a vast construct that defied comprehension. A structure that seemed to exist in 11 dimensions simultaneously, stretching across light years yet somehow contained within itself. "This appeared at the galactic core 6 rotations ago," he announced. "Our best scientists estimate it would take our entire civilization 10 million years to build something similar. According to our quantum archaeologists, it was constructed in approximately..." He paused, checking his notes with disbelief. 17 minutes. The silence was deafening. "We've been monitoring subspace chatter," continued another official. "There are whispers from beyond our galaxy, entire galactic superclusters going dark, reality itself being edited, and at the center of every phenomenon, the same quantum signature." "Human," whispered Zixthara, her voice hollow. But how? Demanded Ambassador Veltran. They were primitives. We watched them. They couldn't even leave their own planet without explosive chemical propulsion. Morden dimmed the lights and displayed a new image. Ancient ruins discovered on a remote world, containing inscriptions in a language they'd never seen before but somehow understood. We found this on Kepler 442b. The archaeological team estimates it's over 50,000 years old. He highlighted the translation. Every ending is a beginning, every death, a birth. What was shall be, and what shall be was. The inheritors remember. A new voice spoke from the shadows, the entity known only as the Chronicler, older than most civilizations. You made a critical error, it said, its words carrying the weight of eons. You assumed linear development. You assumed that what you observed was their beginning. What do you mean? Morden asked. The humans you mockingly observed were not primitives starting their journey, the chronicler explained. They were gods who had chosen to forget. You watched the phoenix as ash, never realizing you were witnessing the moment before resurrection. The hologram shifted, showing new data streams flowing in from across the galaxy. Everywhere, the same message appeared in every known language and several that had never been encountered before. We remember now. Thank you for keeping watch while we slept. As the council sat frozen in comprehension, space-time itself seemed to acknowledge a shift in the cosmic order. The age of laughter was over. The age of silence had begun. And in that silence, from every corner of the galaxy came the whispered truth that chilled every being to their core. The humans had always been the ones in charge. They had simply forgotten to remember. Until now.